Most of you are watching my channel knows this board how much headache give me, and really I cannot do nothing with this board anymore. And I decided to design a replacement board for this McCormick amplifier because the traces of this one are falling apart. Have a look on this transistor, how easy it's moving around because all the traces are falling apart. And there is nothing that I can do to hold it in place. Even if I use this UV masking gel to strengthen the traces, will not help me because the board is really cheaply made. So let me show you so far where I am with designing the PCB board for this McCormick amplifier. So here I am so far on the process of designing the PCB board. As you can see here we have all the parts that I need for this PCB board, and I exclude the mute circuit because I found it useless. Let's see a bit how it looks in 3D so far, all the parts that I need to populate. So you can see the center board over here will gonna look similar with what we have already, the original board. So it looks exactly similar, this part over here, so I need to populate the other ones to try to keep them the same style like how the original board have, and also this side over here. And as I say, this middle part I will gonna avoid it because I find it useless. And definitely if you need to design a PCB board and you want to have a rendering on 3D like that smoothly, definitely gonna need a high performance computer or a high performance workstation. And speaking about computer and workstation, why not giving a look to RED Stone Technologies LLC. If you are looking for a high performance computer or laptop, RED Stone Technology LLC have it all. From servers, workstations, commercial desktop, monitors, commercial laptops, and accessories for your business needs. They are powered with a high brands like HP, Lenovo, and Dell, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna get the best deal. Even if you want to buy in bulk or individual, please get a quote or be in touch with them via email or give them a call. They are delivering the best customer service, and if you want to be in touch on them and know more about this company, please check the link on the description down below, and I'm gonna leave also the email that you can be in touch with them. So what you are waiting for? Get in touch with them and get the high performance computer for your business. And now let's go back to our PCB. So yeah, looking at this one, I need to understand how to positioning everything what you see so far on my software that I am designing the PCB, and definitely I'm gonna try to make it looks almost similar, if not at least maybe a best arrangement. And without further ado, let's start positioning all these components on our board. So I'm going to record this part on fast forward, and I will gonna put music on the background like that. We're gonna see in really fast way how to do the board, because if I really need to do in this real time, we're gonna be so long because it's not that easy to positioning all the components on the board and then to make all the traces. So if you like to enjoy seeing me how I'm designing the board, please grab a cup of coffee or tea or maybe a beer. Sit on your chair, relax, and have a look how I designed this PCB. So I'm going first to start with the power supply, which I have the negative rail over here and the positive rail over here, and I'm gonna try to arrange them on this corner over here. So let's begin. So I'm happy with the layout of the negative power supply, and I'm gonna do the positive power supply off camera. Please let me know in the comment down below what do you think with the layout, if it's look okay, because it's a bit different than the original and I don't want to keep it like original. It's just doing the same things, only that is the layout. I'm pretty sure the traces are more shorted between them and they're gonna be more reliable. And then I'm gonna do the servo circuit and then the driver stage. So let's carry on. I finished also the power rail, the positive side, so let me show you how that looks like. And here we go. This is how it looks like my power supply. So I have here the dual 15 power supply, which are these two voltage regulator, and then I have the positive side and the negative side. And let's have a look on 3D how that looks like. So it will gonna look like that, not probably exactly the same how is the original board, but I say I'm not keeping the same arrangement on the components because I find a way that the traces are more short between them, and this is what you need on a PCB, the shortest possible the traces between components. So let me carry on with the servo circuit. I think I'm happy also with the layout of the servo circuit. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if do you think can be better arrangement than what I decide to do it. I can see I already finished the power supply and servo circuit. I also place it roughly where the transistor are gonna be sitting. It's not a final placement. Let's have a look at quick 3D how it looks like. So it's gonna look like that the board so far, and I still need now to place these ones and this one on the PCB somewhere there in the middle. I need to leave some space empty because I want to add something from myself. Now that I have the layout almost how I want, it's time to make sure that the left channel and right channel are positioned exactly the same, spacing between components, and after that you start to routing the traces. So let me show you so far where I am. So far everything what I want the layout to be, what the channels are this one, and I add also two fuses just because I can easily take them out, testing the power supply if it's working correctly. Then I can put the fuses and I can power the driving stage. So let's go quick in 3D mode and let me show you so far how is the layout. So the layout here is all finished. So now I need to make sure all the components having the same spacing like in this channel, also in this channel, because only I position it. So if you see a bit, this capacitor is far away from this one, so I need to make sure it will gonna be the same spacing like on this side. And few resistors and capacitors, I need to rearrange them a bit, just a little bit, to make sure that they will gonna have the same spacing. So far looking good. And then in the middle I'm gonna show you what what I add. So I found this module on AliExpress, which are you connect the input signal over here, and this IC here will gonna detect when the audio signal is present. We're gonna activate the relay. So the relay will gonna act as a mute system. So I'm gonna try to make space on my design PCB board that I'm gonna have place it just like that there on the board. I'm gonna be empty spaces with just hole to be this one, screw it in, and easy from here connection to the input. And then these ones, they will gonna definitely put mute the signal, so the base of this transistor to ground, or lift them up when the signal is like that, the audio, it will gonna go up to the power stage. So yeah, it's a bit working on this one, and definitely this IC working better because it's working as a digital, definitely has a logic inside, and working better than another logic system that do the same things, like they see just few components around in one IC taking place of all these resistors and all these capacitors and all these ICs over here that will gonna do the same job like that one, and this is more reliable than that one. So definitely I'm gonna add this one on my project. And now let's go with another fast forward, working on finishing designing the PCB. Yeah, stay tuned. And finally, I finished to place all the components in place where I wanted, and the design looks really nice. So let me show you how it looks right now. So here we go. I finished doing all the traces, and they come really good. And I still need to do the ground side, and I'm gonna see how we're gonna do it. I want maybe to do all the board to be ground like that. There is like a star ground all the board, so I don't need to focus all the lines to come in a single point when I make all the board become ground. Then let me show you a quick 3D look. So this is how I come with. So the power supply is down here. 15 volts power supply is just these two, and we have the servo for this channel, and we have the servo for this channel. Here it will gonna be attached the power board for one channel and the other power board for the other channel. I use the fuses because the original board used some jumper leads over there. And also for the 15 volts, I can see here I did some connection. So I need to solder these three together, same as here. I need to connect these three together. When I measure first the power supply to make sure that is working correctly, then I can place the power to go to the board over here, because needs some 15 volts to go to drive the transistors over here, the base of these transistors, and then 15 volts to power the actually servo IC op amp. And then same, I can remove the fuses, measure the main power supply for the driving stage, and if the voltage is correct, then I can put the fuses to power actually the driving stage. And then this board can go to retirement, because I say it's very badly made and I cannot do soldering properly on this board. And I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do, recover all these components or try to order brand new ones and do a new board and leave this one like that for any spares if we need. Then I'm gonna need to check all the traces to make sure that they are connecting all the components together, which really need as per schematic, and if it's everything correctly, I'm gonna place an order and having this PCB manufactured. If you are interested also in all the tools which I use daily on my working bench, check the links on the description down below. I'm sure that you're gonna find something useful for you. And if you are new watching my video, Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, like that you'll not miss my next videos. And if you reach so far watching my video, please double like over there, will gonna make me more happy. Until the next one guys, have a good one and bye bye.